the PIA may be said to be such a law. So that's the context. The big question is, if the PIA is such a fantastic bill, why are we having the problem of fuel scarcity that are a fossil privatized entity since this started in 2000? What has happened?
Update. That is Agbakoba, the former NBA president. This guy, son. Okay, there's something. Before I play that video for you, I want beg you, make you watch this video, make you see the incompetence and corruption of the NNPC and the NNPC minister who is Tinubu himself. And there's something I want you to watch out. You know, it's talking about the corruption, the incompetence, that this thing, they are not ordinary, that they chop money. That is why we get scarcity. That is why there is no development. Over trillions of nairas are generated every year from the oil, petroleum sector. Nigeria is poor. Nigeria is not going forward. Still, you know, that if we have control, not working with the iOS, it is better. It is better. Yeah, it is better. But the problem is, because of corruption and incompetence, they are working with iOS or whatever they call them, whether it's IOE or iOS, you know. And this is what he has to say. Corruption is going on. People are eating money. That is why they don't want the Nigerian one person or two or few cabals in the presidency is eating money. That is why they don't want few person in the cabal, in the presidency. They are eating money. That is why they don't want NNPC to have full control. I just want you to listen to this and hear what he has to say. Please listen so that this problem will not solve. Hunger will not solve. We are paying subsidy. We are still paying subsidy. Meanwhile, we are buying fuel as almost 700. Even the fuel you will queue to get it now. Can you imagine? And in other episodes, I'm going to talk about minimum wage when Nigeria is still earning less than $20. Even the less than the $40 they want to pay is still a problem. And they were advocating, we are the one buying cheapest fuel, we are the one buying cheapest fuel, but we are the poorest and the lowest wages earner in Africa. We don't look at that. We don't look at that. If things are high in every place. But my problem is, why are we the lowest income earner in the world? And NNPC, we are blessed with these resources. Please, let's listen to this. You will be challenged. Please, let's listen to this. Please watch this video to the end. I want to bring out something for you to watch out. God bless you.
The first point is that it is important that we have information. I don't know how many people have ever taken the trouble to read from cover to cover a typical joint venture. Joint venture grammatically means joint ownership. That contradicts Section 43 of the 44 of the Constitution that says all natural resources shall be owned by us. We are not to share it with anybody. Now let me give you the difference between Nigeria and Saudi Arabia. So in Nigeria, I've done so many cases against IOCs. A typical JV is broken into two parts. The federal government of Nigeria, 60%, and the, say, Chevron, 40%. But Chevron is the managing owner. That is set out in the JV. So they contract everything. All the government does is sit for, after cost oil, tax oil, where the government comes in is profit oil. The JV partner says to the federal government, oh, this is what is left, this is yours. And then royalty oil. That is an abdication of the control we should have. The word control is used in the Act, in the Constitution. So my point is that the JVs contradict the Constitution because it assigns a role of ownership, co-ownership, to the IOCs. Now let's contrast Saudi Arabia. What Saudi Arabia does is to say, these are all our wells. Saudi Arabia does not. In fact, 10% of the IOC, just about 10% work in Saudi Arabia, has service providers. In Nigeria, the work has joint venture owners, a big difference. So if, for instance, in Nigeria, we're operating the Saudi model, there's a need for drillers. We can give you a drilling contract. We won't give you ownership of our oil wells. We'll give you a drilling contract. It will be